Hello, this is Derek Fournier with the Plainsight Strategy Group, and I'm going to do my first video blog here on our website. And it's really talking about one of the core fundamentals of what we're going to be releasing here over the next couple of months called the T-Suite. And this particular entry is about doing the right thing. And of course, I like movies, so I think about the Spike Lee movie. And that's not really what this is about. But it is at the core of all of our interactions, whether they be business or personal, the concept of the golden rule, which we've all been taught since the dawn of time, doing unto others as we'd like done unto us. Sadly, when it comes to the workplace, quite often we lose sight of the golden rule and we start doing what we think is right, or we think might be right for the business or right for someone else, instead of what is actually right. And so to illustrate this, I want to tell a little bit of a story. I had an employee who was expecting their first child, and it's a great time for anybody who, if you have kids out there, you know what I'm talking about. This particular employee was a traveling consultant. And traveling consultants, like many resources in a company, have a utilization expectation. And that utilization expectation really is the foundation of the books, right? We expect these people to be billable in order to provide revenue, in order to support the costs that support the rest of the company. Now, he was an immensely talented individual, passionate, had no problem traveling, was great, had come over with me from another firm. And the problem was that after the birth of his first child, he needed to stay home. He had to be there to help his wife and to help with the child. And we were faced with this problem because we were a small company, and we had to figure out how can we support this relatively high-cost person, right, who can no longer go out and generate revenue. And while this seems on the surface to be business-wise a simple decision, you can't. And there are a lot of companies who've chosen to go that direction. It wasn't a simple decision, because when I build teams, and the way I advocate you to build teams is to build it based on the golden rule, based on this concept of doing the right thing. If I were in the situation, I would like my company to have enough faith in me to think that I can provide value outside of my normal realm, and to support me during this period of time, and to also look back on all the things that I've done before this time. Instead of looking at it as a point in time, look at it as a continuum. So what we decided to do was to support him through this period of time, to try and use internal projects. And internal projects are these things you can do with the non-billable time. You guys probably all have resources out there that are expected to be billable, say 65% or 75% of the time. That other 25 or 35%, you're probably not managing. And that's also probably one of the top 5 expenses on your books right now. So if you're not managing that aggressively, you're going to fall into that sort of cobbler's shoes scenario, where if you're a creative services firm, your website stinks. If you're a consulting firm that deals with technology, your internal technology stinks. Hey, guess what, guys? It's on you. You've got this resource laying around. Take advantage of it. So that's what we did with this particular person. We took advantage of it. We worked on the internal projects, and we helped him through the situation until he could get back out and billing. So we fast forward, and the reason I do this is to kind of point out this aha moment. He has an opportunity to go to another firm. And though we'll have another video blog on attrition and why this doesn't concern me necessarily, I was supporting him to do this. It was a great opportunity for him and his family, and so we were trying to support him. But like many companies, we had a non-compete in place. And it turns out he accepted a job that was in violation, we believed, of the non-compete. Well, before it got hectic or messy or sloppy or contentious, when I was speaking to this gentleman, his immediate response was, listen, if this is going to cause you guys a problem, I will resign right now. Now, I paused for dramatic effect, but what he had essentially told me was, I know that this job is better for me and my family. It's better financially. It's better geographically. All of these things are true. But because of the relationship that I have with you and the relationship that I have with our firm, I'm willing to walk away from it all. That is built out of respect and of doing the right thing. Right? And it wasn't one instance. It was the culmination of instances. So before you kind of write off doing the right thing as something trite and something to do at Sunday school, realize that in our interactions at work, whether it be with our employees, with our coworkers, our peers, our superiors, our customers, every interaction you have, you really do go back to the golden rule and think about how you would like to be treated. And if you build your foundation on that, you will have a stronger organization, right? So think about this, and let's look at this in the scope of your own organization. Do you have people on your team right now that you trust enough that they would behave in this manner? Do you have these relationships right now where you're at? Do you think you'd be more effective if you had these kinds of relationships? Do you think that your team would be more effective if they felt that same level of confidence with you? Right? And can you see how just simply doing the right thing in this instance provided us a huge return on investment? Not only did we have an incredibly passionate employee working hard, right, even though it was working in a different capacity, and then for time after that, back out billing and helping lead to new business. He felt like he was supported. His morale was high, and that is infectious. As infectious as a low morale situation is, that high morale situation can be infectious as well. Can you see that that ROI, though tough to actually quantify in something that an accountant would be happy with, is an easy 10x multiplier? It is absolutely critical in your organization to take into consideration this doing the right thing concept. So next time you're faced with a tough decision, when someone comes to you with a problem they're having at home or with a problem with a client, just do the very simple act. Take your business books and set them aside. Stop listening to video blogs from me and think about how you would like to have been treated if you were on the other side of the table, right? If it's the employee or if it's the customer. And you'll be amazed how often that compass is going to be accurate. So hopefully you enjoyed this video blog. We're going to do more of these. And if you have ideas for topics or you have feedback on this or you think that I'm full of baloney for saying you should do the right thing, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll try and get this thing going into a dialogue mode instead of a bunch of monologues. Thanks for tuning in.